Hi, I'm Richard from Rainbow Rangers, QPR's LGBT supporters group. I'm joined by two very special people today. First up, we've got Emily Hill, captain of the QPR women's team. Do you want to introduce yourself, Emily?
So I'm Emily. This is my second season playing for QPR. Obviously captain this year, which is amazing. Just work as well outside of here. So I'm a firefighter as full-time job, and then this is sort of the side thing with the rest of the team.
How's your season with the women going so far?
Yeah, good. We've had quite a few good results against some of the teams that at the start of the season we maybe should have done better. But I think it's a good season where we're building and looking for that sort of season next year to hopefully go for promotion and build on what we've already done. So yeah, good.
Brilliant. And not massively dissimilar to the men's team either. We're also joined by the men's captain, Steve Cook. How are you doing, Steve?
Yeah, well, thank you.
And how's your day going? Just out of training?
Yeah, training day. Obviously nice with the sun. Looking forward to a few pancakes later. So I had to work a little bit extra today.
Exactly. And Emily just told us she's a firefighter when she's not playing for QPR. What would you be doing if you weren't a full-time footballer?
So my two brothers and my dad were postmen, so I probably would have hopefully played part-time football and bounced around the streets delivering letters and whatnot. So keep fit. So I know a lot of people do that when they're in non-league football. So yeah, I think I would have kept it in the family.
Brilliant. And you'd still be finished by 1 o'clock as well?
Yeah, I get my delivery done quite quick. Yeah.
So the reason we've got you both here together, and the one thing you guys have in common, is you're both captains of your respective teams. What does it mean to you, Emily, to be captain of QPR women?
I think it's always like an amazing feeling leading the team out. Obviously I try to lead from example. I hope I've done that this season. But yeah, it's nice as well. Like, I'm hoping that the team feel like they could come to me for stuff and sort of just put our values and stuff into the game and just, yeah, make it a good experience for all of us players and make it good for the fans and give them a reason to come and support us.
Brilliant. Steve, you've had some time out injured this season. I think most people can imagine what it's like to be captain on the pitch, for 90 minutes. What's it like being captain away from the pitch when you're not playing? What's that experience like for you?
Yes, it's obviously different. It's difficult because you want to be out there playing. So you need to, obviously when I was injured, you're in charge of yourself, you obviously along with the physios, but professionalism and kind of trying to get back fit as quick as possible. But also then you kind of a bit of a soundboard as well for the players that are playing. So it's different, it's hard because you still have to cheer from the sidelines, and it's the hardest as a footballer. You want to be on the pitch, you want to be out there helping or leading, and you kind of have to pick up the pieces when you not pick up the pieces, but when results don't go away, pick players up. You feel a little bit jealous when you're not out there. So yeah, it's hard. It's trying to get the right balance between kind of having a say in the dressing room, but not overdoing too much, because you want the lads in the dressing room, playing to feel that as well. So yeah, it is difficult. It's a different way of leading. But it's also it was a nice learning curve for me because I hadn't really been a captain whilst injured, so kind of had to balance that time as well.
And there's certainly in the men's team, there's kind of that leadership group of players, isn't there? How do you guys work together? Do you lean on them a lot, especially when you're not out on the field? Yeah,
I think you have to. We've got some really experienced players in amongst the ranks here. We've got players like Ilias that's been at the club for many years. So a captain is only as good as the people around him. Fortunately for myself, we have got a really good group. We've got lads that have been through all different kind of experiences in the game. We kind of have a good say here within the way we travel and how we travel and the scheduling as well. So the manager gives us a lot of input in how the day-to-day bits go at this club. So it's nice as well.
Brilliant. Is there a similar setup in the women's team, Emily? You were out injured. Is there a leadership group amongst the senior players in the women's?
Yeah, I think we're lucky that we've also had players that have been in the club for quite a while, and they sort of know how it works. And similar, like I went to support and stuff, and still try to be part of the team without like overshadowing the person that sort of had taken the armband while I wasn't there. But yeah, I was always trying to support as much as I can from the side, and just even seeing the girls there, they'd see that I was there, so they'd know that I was still trying to support them even though I was out. But yeah, I think we've got a solid squad that it doesn't matter who's the captain. We're all going to work hard for each other. We're all going to do really well when we're playing. So it's almost just a person with an armband at the end of the day, and everyone has something to give the team, which is good.
Yeah, and Emily, you touched on kind of the values of the team, and there's been a lot of talk this season about kind of the game model and how the club plays, kind of across the women's and the men's team and the age groups. Steve, is there a sense at the club of kind of shared values across all the teams as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's behind the scenes there's been change. Obviously, John De Silva's has come in, and he's kind of like the head of methodology, and the club now are trying to get like everything aligned. I think it's pivotal in any kind of industry that, you know, from one end of the scale to the other is we're all aligned and we're all in it together. Playing styles, values, the support that's given throughout is massive, and we're with Christian in behind, and obviously constant talk amongst the group. This is the first time in my career where it's been very open with ideas, and you can see it through now. We're in the under-21s, we're signing a lot of young talent. The under-18s had a great run in the FA Youth Cup. The ladies team are going from strength to strength. So, and the men's team now we're in a position where we're looking up, whereas the last few years it's been down. So outside of the club, I think spirits are up. The fans are excited, and it's matched by the feeling inside the club as well.
And when it comes to those kind of shared values, not to put you on the spot, are there any kind of either of you, any key themes or kind of subjects that are often talked about, or between the players or the staff, and what it is to be a QPR player?
I wouldn't say it's what the key things. I think it's what the club stands for. First and foremost, when you sign, you know that you're coming into a club that's very well supported. You want to be yourself around the training ground. You want to be yourself on the pitch. Fans want to come and enjoy the game and be themselves. We hope there's no real hiding place, but people that can't feel safe watching the game, playing the game. The training ground is a very free training ground. We're all mixed together when we can be. So I think it's that confidence that you come when you're at the club, whether you're a fan, when you're a player, you can act yourself, be yourself, because that's when you're going to get best results as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing I'd love to talk to you guys about is this little controversial thing, the rainbow armband. So for me, it's kind of a small gesture, but as a LGBT fan, it says to me, number one, there's no place for homophobia in football. But also, if you're the player wearing this, I'd assume this might say to your teammates, if you are LGBT, you're also welcome here. I support you. Like, what does this mean to you guys as captains?
I think for women's football, I think with regards to like the LGBT community, a lot of teams do have a lot of that diversity in the squad, which I think kind of makes it almost easier that we've got a team that has got a lot of LGBT people in it, which kind of makes things easier. And I would always happily wear it because I think it's an easy way of showing people that actually you disagree with homophobia, and it kind of shows your support for it, for like the support for the LGBT. So yeah, I think it's just an easy win, and if it kind of can make people question it, like, oh, why are they wearing that? And it's like, oh, well, it's because of this reason. And then it kind of gets people talking, which is a good thing, and kind of gives it that bit of talking point.
Yeah, and Steve, you've won it 3 times this season. We've won every game. I'm thinking it's a bit of a lucky charm. Do you have any football superstition, stuff you do before the game?
Yeah, maybe small ones. Obviously, I have the same pre-match and every week, which is you get to the summer and you look forward to eating something different on a Saturday morning. But yeah, no real massive superstitions. I didn't realise we'd won every 3.
Yeah, undefeated since last season.
Okay.
Even the men were wearing it. So I'm petitioning for rainbow flags every game.
Yeah, so I don't really have any superstitions as such, but maybe might have one now.
Yeah. When it comes to like the games where you're asked to wear, like how does that come about in the men's game? Is it just waiting for you there in the changing room? Does someone talk to you about the campaign and its aims? How does that happen?
Yeah, I think there's always a build up, and it's a shame that you say it's a controversial kind of thing, because it shouldn't be seen as that. It should be seen as a moment to share the support, and you know that's what football is. There's going to be every walk of life, there's so many different characters that love football, and like I said before, when you come to the game, when you're supporting, you come in with the love of the game, to support the players on the pitch, and however you want to support players and the club, and is a huge gesture to the players on the pitch. So it's something that, for me, when asked, it's never a question. It's something, the support that we give back. We're so, footballers are very lucky, because we get a lot of support outside. Obviously you get the criticism as well, but like I say, it's a gesture of support to the LGBT community, and yeah, I would always represent the armband as best I can.
Yeah, and it's like you say, it's such a kind of a small thing to do, but it really does make a difference. I think that visibility, that show of support certainly from kind of senior professional men's footballers, where obviously the environment is maybe different to the women's game a little bit. Do you think there's anything clubs like QPR or the authorities could be doing around these kind of key moments? So obviously we have Rainbow Laces kind of at the end of the year. We've just finished the Football versus Homophobia month of action. Like when it comes to player education or information, is there stuff we should be doing differently, the club should be doing differently?
I think players are well supported within the club, within the PFA. The messages obviously that go out to the players. There's always more that can be done in every aspect of the game and support. Obviously, it's the crackdowns that have got to be strong. The messages that if you can't come with hate to a football match in whatever aspect. So it's the consequences and the support given if unfortunately that happens. So I feel that especially here the club have and they keep building on those subjects, and it's all about education for me.
Yeah, completely. And the club have been absolutely brilliant with us in the 7 or 8 years we've existed. I'm going to stay with you for a minute because you did a brilliant segue onto my next question. So unfortunately, at recent games, certainly away games, there have been a very vocal minority of QPR fans singing homophobic songs. As an LGBT fan, I've heard many experiences of stuff like that maybe isn't intended to be offensive or upsetting, but you see people drifting away from football all the time. Those little actions make people feel like it isn't for them or they're not welcome. When you're on the pitch playing, are you aware of stuff like that happening in the stands, or are you completely focused?
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. Obviously, it's sad to hear, of course, but no, it's very difficult to kind of cast your mind to the songs that are being sung or the chants or whatever is being said. So it'd be wrong of me to say that we're aware of it on the pitch. Sometimes, yeah, it's people maybe get carried away or are not aware of maybe the songs are hurtful. But that for me is where we build on the education kind of side of it, and maybe you don't crack down the hammer and instantly cast someone as being ultra wrong. It's more of the education side, and being open and honest and having these conversations that are there. And you know, that life has changed from obviously a long time ago of what you can say and what you can't, and now it's handling it the right way, and people make mistakes and hopefully they learn and make people feel happy at the stadiums, because that's what we want.
Yeah, we have members in Rainbow Rangers who've been coming for years and years and years, back before any of us were born, I think. And they talk to me about how different it was then. It's obviously not perfect now. There's challenges to overcome, but they talk about there's no way they would be out. And at football, you just couldn't have those two parts of your life connecting. Emily, you've already touched on the women's game maybe being a little bit different. Do you think there's stuff from the women's game that the men's game could learn from?
I think it's always going to be tricky because we obviously don't get the crowds that the men's team do. I think most obviously we do get is when we're at Loftus Road. That's always a great game, and I think that you just kind of have fans that are all sort of integrated because again there's not loads of them, so I think it almost kind of doesn't allow for that. And we can hear everything that the crowd are saying, so every word is sort of heard. So even if we're not picking it up as players, like the officials will be kind of stopping it straight away. Obviously, again, men's games, they can't do that because the noise all sort of goes into one. You can't really hear what's going on. But yeah, I think it's hard because you can't really compare like the crowds and stuff. But yeah, I think we're just lucky that we've got good audiences, we've got good supporters that come week in, week out, and people do get carried away but kind of get quickly put back in their box if they say something that's a little bit out of turn, which, yeah, I think it's hard to compare.
We'll do another difficult comparison for the final question. Steve, you're part owner of a non-league team as well, so that's one space where the number of reported homophobic incidents has been on the rise recently. That doesn't necessarily mean there's more of them. That might mean the reporting is better. Do you have any, I don't know how often you get down there to watch games. Do you have any experience of what watching non-league football is like when it comes to kind of LGBT experiences?
I think for one, obviously the awareness is more now. So people are more aware of what you can and can't say. So within the reports, I think it's great. People are now brave enough to report it. Maybe they wasn't a few years ago. In non-league is especially at our club, we get smaller crowds. Mm-hmm. So if you were stupid enough to come and be hateful, you would very much be singled out straight away. So like saying in the bigger crowds, it's very difficult. Non-league, you're very... Yeah, you're very exposed. At our club, yeah, we've never experienced anything like that. We're a club that's growing quite quickly. The women's team start next year, which is really exciting for the group. We have a full kind of under nines to a first team and a first, second, thirds, and fourths, and a vets, which I'll be able to play in soon. So yeah, we're growing very quickly, and it's a very community-run club. It's a small village, so again, like the what we said about everyone coming together as a community place, and yeah, we want people to come and support the club in every walk of life, and feel confident and happy to be there. And again, I think if you come with the wrong intentions, you would very much be singled out and hopefully educated and never do that sort of thing again.
Wow, sounds brilliant. We'll wrap it up there. Emily, what's your kind of aims and ambitions for the rest of the season?
I think we just want to sort of finish as high as we can. We've sort of used this year as sort of a foundation to build ready for next year. Now that we're like here training and got loads of new players and stuff. So yeah, just sort of finish in a good sort of space in the league, get the sort of good results for the last few games, and then yeah, go from there.
Brilliant. And Steve, the man, you've not had a dissimilar season to the women. Lots of new players, slow start, good mid. What's your hopes for the end of the season, both personally and for the team? Very
similar. Yeah, trying to win as many games out of the 11 left to finish strongly. We've had a very up and down season, a challenging season, obviously more so at the start. Myself, I'll hopefully just stay fit for the rest of the year and hopefully be able to contribute on the pitch. And yeah, and hopefully it continues to grow, and the progress that this club's made over the last 10 months throughout on the pitch and off the pitch has been exciting, and I'm sure we've got plenty more to give. Amazing. Thank you both so much for finding the time to talk to us. If anyone at home wants to get involved with Rainbow Rangers, we run socials, we run campaigns all year round. If you search QPR Rainbow Rangers, you'll find us pretty easy.